Welcome to Hardly. Each book is distilled into 3 stories, giving you the key ideas in minutes. Today we study together Ken Honda's True Wealth, the Japanese art of inner prosperity, in which we probe into the hidden power of synchronicity in shaping life's biggest decisions. How intuition guides us toward a fulfilling, purpose-driven existence. The relationship between money, happiness, and the freedom to give. Ken Honda is a Japanese best-selling author whose books have sold over 8 million copies internationally since 2001, now available in a growing number of languages and countries worldwide. Don't go away. Hardly the editor will be right back with the story. The journey through this book introduces us to 3 extraordinary stories that bring the key lessons of synchronicity, intuition, and true wealth to life. In these narratives, we see how seemingly unrelated events, inner guidance, and money are all intricately connected in shaping a purposeful life. Our first story follows a young man named Kei, who, after his grandfather's passing, receives a series of letters that change his life. In one of these letters, his grandfather introduces him to the concept of synchronicity. Kei is skeptical at first, but a chance encounter sets the wheels of this lesson in motion. He misses his train, only to run into an old friend he hadn't seen in years. This friend, as it turns out, is on his way to meet someone looking for a new business partner. Through this seemingly random event, Kei ends up in a business meeting later that day, and the opportunity sparks a new chapter in his life. There's no such thing as a simple coincidence in this world, his grandfather's letter reads, and Kei begins to see that every encounter and event is part of a bigger, interconnected web. The guidance here is clear. Be open to life's surprises, because the people and events you encounter might be part of a larger, preordained plan. To make the most of synchronicity, be attentive to the people around you and the opportunities that come unexpectedly. The lesson is not just about luck, but about recognizing the flow of life and choosing to act when it presents itself. It teaches us that sometimes the universe conspires in our favor, and it's our responsibility to listen. As Kei reflects on this, he encounters another life-altering moment that involves trusting his intuition. While on a journey to reconnect with his grandfather's past, he receives an offer for a prestigious job in Tokyo. The position comes with high pay and stability, yet deep down, something doesn't feel right. When you stray from who you truly are, you tend to feel bad or down for some reason. His grandfather's words echo in his mind. Ignoring the logic of taking the job, Kei listens to his gut and declines the offer. Instead, he decides to explore his passion for teaching, something he has always been drawn to but never had the courage to pursue. This choice, although risky, leads to a chain of events that brings him more joy and success than he could have imagined. The takeaway from this story is that intuition is a form of wisdom that transcends rational thought. When faced with decisions that logic can't resolve, it's essential to listen to what your heart and body are telling you. The key is learning to differentiate between the voice of fear and the voice of intuition. While fear holds you back, intuition nudges you toward growth. For Kei, trusting his intuition meant stepping away from security and embracing uncertainty, but the rewards were far greater than what stability alone could have provided. This brings us to our final story, where Kei learns the deeper meaning of wealth. After years of working hard and accumulating financial success, he finds himself unfulfilled. The more he earns, the less satisfied he feels, and no amount of money seems to bring him the happiness he once thought it would. It is during a chance conversation with an old mentor, Mr. Saruta, that Kei realizes the fundamental truth about wealth. True wealth, Mr. Saruta tells him, is not about how much money you have, but how much freedom you experience in your life. The mentor shares his own story of giving up a high-paying job to live a simpler life filled with passion and service to others. Kay is struck by this and begins to reflect on how his financial pursuit has led him away from what truly matters: his relationships, his passions, and his sense of purpose. Through this experience, Kay starts redefining what wealth means to him. He donates a portion of his savings to a cause he deeply cares about and spends more time doing what brings him joy. This decision doesn't make him any less successful. In fact, it opens doors to more meaningful connections and projects that align with his values. The book reminds us that money is a tool, not the goal, and that happiness stems from living in alignment with who we are and what we care about. From the stories above, the advice is simple yet profound. Wealth is not defined by numbers in a bank account, but by the richness of experiences and the freedom to live authentically. If we focus solely on accumulating financial assets without considering what truly brings us joy, we risk missing out on the life we were meant to live. Each of these stories teaches us that life's unexpected encounters, inner guidance, and relationship with money are all threads in a larger tapestry. Synchronicity invites us to be open to life's surprises. Intuition guides us toward choices that lead to fulfillment. And true wealth is found in living a life of purpose rather than material accumulation. Let's finally take a one-time inventory. What is this 9 lessons from a grandfather on happiness and abundance to help you understand the essence of the book at once? 1. Synchronicity. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for a reason. 2. Decision. Life moves forward only when we make choices. 3. Intuition. Trust your inner voice to guide you toward fulfillment. 4. Action. Decisions mean nothing without taking steps forward. 5. Money. True wealth comes from freedom, not accumulation. 6. Work. Find joy and purpose in what you do, beyond just earning money. 7. Failure. See setbacks as lessons on your path to growth. 8. Relationships. Nurture connections that support and elevate you. 9. Destiny. Create your own future by aligning your life with your authentic self. As the editor of Hardly, through learning these principles, we can look toward a future where we trust life's flow, listen to our inner voice, and redefine wealth in a way that frees us to live with intention and joy. Each story comes from the most representative real-life cases selected by the Hardly team from this book. Beyond these 3, there are at least 6 more stories worth reading that dig deeper into the complex relationship between happiness, money, and life's purpose. If you wish to dive deeper, we recommend purchasing the full book. In the final analysis, the key points we explored, synchronicity, intuition, and redefining wealth, are more than abstract concepts. They shape our choices and ultimately the lives we lead. One final story drives this home. Kay, after years of chasing success, meets a former colleague who had once been a rival. This colleague is now living a modest life, yet exudes a sense of peace and contentment that puzzles Kay. Over dinner, the colleague reveals that after a major failure in business, he decided to let go of his obsession with wealth and live more simply. I realized that my true wealth wasn't tied to my financial status, but to the quality of my days, he says, and the freedom to live without fear. This moment shakes Kay deeply, forcing him to reflect on his own life and decisions. Inspired, Kay decides to simplify his life as well, focusing on what brings him joy and purpose rather than just financial success. This story underscores the idea that true wealth is about freedom, freedom from fear, from societal expectations, and from the constant need for more. It reminds us that the real treasure lies in how we experience life, not in what we accumulate. As the editor of Hardly, through learning these insights, we open the door to living a future that is more aligned with personal fulfillment than material gain. Each moment becomes a chance to choose authenticity over external validation.